Okay, let me go over my earnings for the first trip I took, taking that little short bus down to Mississippi. This is what I got paid from Quality. Now it's from Tulsa to Kosciuszko, or something. They know how to pronounce it down there. Okay, this is the mileage, which was 61 cents a mile, and this is they send you this earning sheet. Um, you get an earning sheet before you accept a load. Once you get on dispatch or tell them you want to load, they'll send you the bill of lading, where it's coming from, where it's going, what kind it is, all this stuff. Then they'll send you an earnings sheet, um, and this is your estimated earnings. And that way, if you don't like what you see, you say, "Take me off the load." They give you about 30 minutes or so. They've gave me a little bit longer on other loads, but they'll give you, if you're working trying to put something together, they'll give you some leeway. I think officially it's 30 minutes, but I've had a couple of dispatchers since give me a little longer to figure stuff out. So went from Tulsa to this place in Mississippi, and the estimate was $337. Then they give you a fuel surcharge to help you get there, which was $221, which was about 40 cents a mile. 61 cents to get there, 40 to there, for fuel. Now, I put in this bus, it had probably, I'm guessing, a 35 or 40 gallon tank. Now remember that, because in another video we're going to come back to that, because I had some pay issues on this uh, bus, and it's centered around fuel, but it doesn't pertain to what I got paid right now, not for this video. So you'll just have to stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to see that next video. So I put, first stop, I put $100 in, which was about, at that time, 32 gallons, a little over 32, I think, right around 32 gallons. Then the next stop, when I was closer to the drop off, I put $60 in. I think that was roughly 15, almost 15 gallons, something, maybe it's just $62. I don't know, because you get a fuel, if you use the EFS card and you pick your stops, you get a fuel discount too. This was, I know this one was actually $116, and I got a discount and it come out to about $100. So I was really happy to see that. So I had $160 total in fuel. Subtract that from 558, and I came up with $398. And excuse me if I'm trying to look over and see the sheet, because I can't hardly see it through my viewfinder. Now, I didn't know, I actually did not, they, along with the earnings sheet and the BOL, they will send you a delivery instructions. And that was a lot of my fault, but I didn't get the delivery instructions till I was already in Mississippi, when I got this $60 of fuel. And the dispatcher said, you need these, you have to have these delivery instructions. So they sent me those, and I looked at them, because no one sent them to me beforehand. This was a kind of special bus, I came to find out. Not because it was a short bus, but anyway. So, and on those delivery instructions said, you must, the bus must have at least half a tank of DEF in it, and it cannot be on empty. So that's why I put $60 in. I was still at that point, I don't know how far I was away. Probably 50, 60, maybe 80 miles. I'm not sure. But I had figured that 15 gallons would leave me above, quarter or above on the fuel, quarter tank or above. So then I didn't know about the DEF, so I'd already got fuel at that point. I wasn't going to go pull back into the fuel line just to get DEF, so I went in and got 3 jugs of DEF, because I put one in and it just moved the needle up to a quarter tank. I was on the warning on the DEF, which is about 1/8 of a tank. I put 1 jug in and just moved it maybe above quarter a little bit. I thought, oh crap. And the dispatcher said, we do reimburse DEF. So I went back in, got 2 more jugs, put it in there. And that stuff is $20 a jug at truck stops. I had about $8 of tolls. They reimbursed those. So this is a wash. They reimbursed all this. This is a wash. I didn't gain, didn't lose. They reimbursed me. So basically $398. And then I had a half a tank of fuel in my car when I got there because of my tow car. So I left. Now I get about 38 to 40 miles a gallon on my car. So it took me really about $40 to get back because I filled it up and it was about 35. No, I put 30 in it, which almost filled it up then because gas is about $2.95 then. Has a small tank. It's a compact car, you know, you ain't gonna get a 20-gallon tank. And so I drove back and then I filled up again. And when I got back home, I had almost 3/4 a tank. So really about 35 or $40, but I'm counting 50 because it's just easier to do the math. I'm sorry. So that left me roughly $348 that I brought home. Now, this number here, this fuel surcharge, I drive 60 to 63 miles an hour, try to get the best fuel mileage. And so I ended up saving, or, you know, putting 61 into my pocket of that fuel surcharge. I'm not sure what the buses are clocked at. I mean, set at probably 65 or 67, someplace in there. I doubt any of them will do 70. And you know, that's why I like diesel buses. I believe they tend to get better fuel mileage than gas. But then gas is 30 to 40 cents cheaper than diesel some places. So you have an escrow until you meet your $1,000 or $1,500. I forget what quality is. They will withhold 6%. And I believe, if I remember right, that came to $33, which brought my total to $315. So that's about, sorry, I knew I was going to knock that down before the video is over. I'm just sitting there trying to get this. So for basically 2 days, $315. Now I say, well, what about your food? Well, I don't eat 3 meals a day. I carry snacks, and I carry stuff like sardines, the tuna pouches, the potted meat, stuff like that in my car, along with water, crackers, the peanut butter Ritz crackers. I love those things. I don't like eating out. I think I ate one meal when I started on the turnpike in Oklahoma at that travel plaza. I think I got McDonald's. And that, other than what I ate in my car, that was all I ate. The rest area in Mississippi did have vending machines, and I did get some Reese's, which was $1.50. But other than that, I just ate the stuff that was in my car. There you go. So that's about, you know, what you can expect. Now, I deadheaded all the 553 miles back. I could have, I wanted to take it slow. I could have went to Birmingham, Alabama, and grabbed a dump truck going back to Fort Worth. Birmingham is about 200 miles from this place, according to Google. Or I could have took the way back through Memphis. I always take alternate route home. I'm always looking for the best routes to these places where they haul multiple units to. So I took that route that you saw in the first video, I believe. Yes, that's the one Google said I'd say about 30 miles on. So I took that route back, and I went within 30 miles of BB, Arkansas. And I could have got 2 units out of there going to Missouri. But for that company, I didn't have the transporter plates with me. They were supposed to, they overnighted them. Early AM is what UPS said. By 8 a.m. the next morning. Okay, that was on a Wednesday when they did that. It's supposed to be in there Thursday. and by 8 a.m. Didn't make it. So there again, their overnight early UPS was early 2 days. And I'm sure they didn't give that company a discount. But I waited till 8 a.m. the following day, which would have been Friday when they were supposed to have it. Or was it Thursday and I left on a Tuesday? No, I left on a Thursday. So it was Tuesday when they were supposed to send it. Wasn't there by 8 a.m. Wednesday. Wasn't there by 8 a.m. Thursday. So I finally said, I got to go. I'm trying to get out here early. I got to go. So I didn't have the transporter plates or the IFTA tags or the DOT numbers for that other company. If I had, I probably would have grabbed one of those out of BB that were paying pretty good going up to Missouri. Didn't happen. I'm fine with it. Like I said, my little car gets 38 to 40 miles a gallon. I don't drive it fast. I drive it at 65. I'm good. So I could have got not backhauls. I could have got other loads in the area, but I just wanted to come back home, kind of rearrange my car because I'm still kind of fairly new to Driveaway. So I wanted to get this stuff. I'd rather get my system down than rush and make mistakes. So anyway, that's what I made on my first run with a bus. The second run I took down there was about the same. It was a big bus, much larger, drove much better. The one that broke down, I think you'll see that in the broke down video. And I think I put about $140 or $160 in fuel in it. There again, I put death in that other one, and this time I took the southern route back across southern Arkansas and up through Pine Bluff, stopped in some places I always wanted to go, so I wasn't worried about getting anything back. This is the thing about me. I'm not worried about how many units I can move in a week. My bills are less than $1,000 a month. I've worked hard to have a low debt, and so when I want to go, this is one reason I chose Driveaway to get back into the trucking, is because once I drop that unit off and I got my tow car, I can go sightsee, which is what I want to do. I like going to historic places. So I deadheaded on that second one. And I made about the same. I think it's pretty much the same. Seems like I came out a little bit better on the fuel that time, which surprised me. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. It was pretty close. Death was a lot cheaper, but then again, they paid for it because I actually picked 3 jugs of Death up at Walmart for $9 a jug instead of $20 a jug at truck stop. Yes, I could have just stopped at truck stop, but I'm representing that company, and if I can save them a few bucks, I'll do it. So anyway, that is the pretty much a whole enchilada. I'll bring you some more as I do other loads for some of these other companies. Probably won't mention those other companies. It's really not pertinent. All you need to know is this is kind of what you can make. For 2 days, is that great? Not really. But then again, like I said, if I'd wanted to make more and I could have went to Birmingham for this one company. I did have the transporter plates with me and grabbed that dump truck. I just didn't want to do it, to be honest with you. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy seeing the country and stopping at little podunk. I love taking the back roads and stopping at little podunk places along the way that you never see from the interstate. In fact, when I went through, coming back with that second bus, I went through, what was that place called? Some place in Mississippi. Good grief. Lexington, I think, maybe? Lexington? And they had the old county town square. It was so cool. So anyway, but this is kind of what you can expect. If you can if you eat 3 times a day at Cracker Barrel and all that, and you got to sleep in a Marriott every night, that is going to go away real quick. So I've heard people, I don't sleep in my car, I don't sleep in my truck. Okay, fine. But it doesn't bother me because I spent a lot of my 20 years ago when I was delivering horse trailers and cargo trailers, I spent many a night in the seat of my pickup asleep. I sleep good. So anyway, this is what you can kind of expect to make, you know. Now, I also have been told and find out this is not always that price, no matter what you move. It's not. It changes. I think maybe from, and I'm not going to say up or down, but I think it can change. In fact, in orientation, they said they would guarantee 43 cents a mile, that you would make at least 43 cents a mile. Okay. So I was oh great, I probably won't do much, but I'm okay with this. I can make once I get my bond in and stuff at 348, all that, I can even 315 if I want to make some more. I'm leased on to 4 companies. I can pretty much do that. I'm doing that this week without a tow car, I believe. So be watching for that video. So appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Share the video if you liked it, if you found value in it. And we'll catch you on the next one.